Morning world. I'm just wanting to document a few thoughts. I found that I was really unable to keep my patience with Amelia, and I'm finding that I think it's correlating with monthly cycles. I still haven't got my period yet, so I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it just seems that every now and then I just can't tolerate her doing things other than what I want her to do. And I was finding that this morning. I'd had an amazing sleep. She'd slept through from 8 o'clock last night till 7:30 this morning. So there's no reason for me to be impatient. And it's incredibly frustrating to find myself being impatient. I'm just it's just no rational reason for it. So yeah, but Amelia is 9 months old today, 2nd of March. 28 days in Feb. Oh no, yesterday she was 9 months old. So yeah, pretty amazing. She's almost been out longer than she was in. It's funny, I began this vlog with talking about how impatient I am today, but I've never been more in love with her. She's so amazing. She's just such a little champion. I don't know, she's just, every time I look at her, she just blows my mind. She's coming along so well. She's standing like a pro now and toddling about, and yet she will push things around whilst standing, so she'll sort of semi-walk that way. She's still not super confident just standing by herself unsupported, but she'll be right to go pretty much all day if she's hanging on to something with one hand. And yeah, I don't know, waving is a new trick. She learnt that in Perth, and yeah, she just loves to wave at everybody. She hasn't been sleeping at all in the afternoons. Yesterday she slept. She had a mega morning sleep, woke up at around 11:30, and then didn't sleep until 8 o'clock at night. So she was wanting to sleep around 6:30 when I drove home from Mum's, but I'm like, well, you can't go to sleep now because you've got to go to sleep in another 2 hours. So I've got that saggy baby droopy over the over the high chair, and yeah, so she's not sleeping in the afternoons. I say she slept for 10 minutes maybe when I was feeding her in the afternoon, and I was really trying to get her to sleep, and she almost went down for a nap, and then I put her down and she was rolled over and wide awake again. So yeah, this is the troubles I face, and I don't know, I'm starting to get a little stressed about, because I'm still feeding her to sleep. Pretty much every occasion. Occasionally she'll get full from milk and come off, and then won't sort of relax back on again, so I'll have to rock her or pop her in the pram and rock her if we're out and about, sort of thing. Or occasionally her dad will rock her to sleep as well, or I think he says he embraces her to sleep. So just holds her tight and doesn't let her move or something like that. And yeah, so she doesn't know how to put herself to sleep, which is starting to stress me out because she is getting older, and I feel like it's going to get harder for her to learn that as she's older. But I'm really torn because it, like, feeding her to sleep works so well. She just relaxes so quickly, usually, if I've timed it right and she is ready to sleep, pop her in the boob, and then she's, yeah, her eyelids sort of flutter in relief, and then she'll have a good feed and then just fall asleep. And it's easy enough to put her back in the cot, and yeah, and like I might put her to sleep in 20 minutes, including feeding time, sort of thing. But it's just me being lazy because I know that, yeah, she could fall asleep by herself potentially faster. I don't know. I don't know. If you have any experience in this, please leave me a comment because I would love to hear about it. But yeah, I'm really, really torn, like genuinely torn at the moment because, you know, I don't, there's a part of me that doesn't want to mess with something that's working for us. I don't want to traumatize her by just taking that away from her. But also, I do want her to learn to sleep by herself. It's 3 more months till she's 1 now, and ideally, I'd like to be weaning her when she's around 1. I think she's dropped a feed. It's hard to tell because it's more because I'm not offering her that extra feed, which I should explain. I'm like, please don't judge me as a terrible mother. She feeds when she gets up. First thing in the morning, she then feeds to sleep for her first morning nap. She's usually only awake in the morning around an hour and a half before she has her first morning nap. Then she wakes up. I haven't been offering her the boob when she wakes up because generally she's up and raring to go, and in the past I've just found that I might offer it and she just won't take it. So I've just stopped bothering to offer it to her now. So yeah, she has first up feed, morning nap feed, and then she'll have another feed 3 hours after that, which is usually around the sort of 1 o'clock mark. Then she'll have an afternoon feed, sort of around the 4 o'clock mark, and then her night feed before she goes to bed. So it's only 5, whereas it used to be 6 or more, probably 6 proper ones. So yeah, I think she's dropped 1, but it's more because she's sleeping through, so she doesn't have a night feed, and I don't know, she doesn't really seem to need more than 1 every 3 hours during the day, which is what she's had her whole life. It's just she used to have more overnight. So yeah, plus she's having breakfast, lunch, dinner now. Breakfast is going down great. If I offer her rice or porridge, she generally will eat a little bit of that. Wow, this is going way over time. I need to wrap this up. She'll generally eat reasonably well for lunch and dinner, but just not for breakfast. I'm stuffing up a little bit with my no breakfast life as well, because in order to get her to try something at breakfast, she kind of needs to see me eating. So that means I have to have something, and generally that makes me a little bit more hungry sooner rather than later as well, even if it's just a little morsel of fruit or something. So that's kind of annoying, but yes, breakfast, I'm not too fussed about the breakfast so far. She seems to be getting plenty. She's sleeping reasonably well. So yeah, she's only getting she's about 14 hours of sleep a day, which I I think she's supposed to be getting 16 hours at this age. So I hope it's not too much in deficit that it's doing her any harm. I just, yeah, and you know, it's partly me being lazy and partly me just wanting to go with it. But yeah, in the afternoons, like I could, you know, force her to sleep. Basically, it would probably take an hour or more of feeding and rocking, and just, but she just fights it so much. So I've just, you know, be like, okay, fine, you don't have to go to sleep. That's what I've been doing to her, and I don't know if that's bad or lazy parenting. I don't know. Leave your comments if you still made it through this far in the video. But anyway, yeah, just wanted to do this journal vlog, I guess, just a bit of an update, and hopefully I'll look back on this with child number 2 and have learnt all the good lessons. But yes, thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you'd enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks guys, bye.